presentation. And my name is Ray Chandrian, and my colleague
I'm Camara. Okay, guys, can you guess what these pictures, what these songs, what this symbol stands for? What the mole symbol stands for?
The love sign. McDonald's.
Mo Farah did this after he won the Olympics.
Mo Farah.
Yeah, everybody's getting chocolates for
Till
that.
the song finishes, what does the song stand for?
Taylor Swift. You must be on a roll, but
And now my name is Dominica, and let me introduce you Mo Farah introduction. So the London Olympics was full of inspirational stories, but none more so than Mo Farah, the man who is the true definition of leader, a man who's achieved his ambition and who had really humble beginning, long-term vision. By becoming the UK best double gold medalist over the Middle Easterns. He was born on 23rd March in 1983, Somalia war-torn, where he spent most of his childhood with his twin brother. His mother was Somalian and his father English. At the age of 8 years old, he decided to follow his dreams and moved to England to join his father. He was unable to speak a word of English, and despite many struggles and overcame obstacles and barriers in his life, he suffered many injuries and setbacks on the way, but he never gave up, and he made so much sacrifices, but he still stayed focused in what he does, and by enrolling experts to achieve his goals. He traveled around the world, places like Ethiopia, USA, Kenya. So despite the struggles, his true talent was identified by his physical teacher, Alan Watkinson, who quickly took him under his wings because he recognized his ability to run long distances. And most Farah's real passion was football, but the Watkinson urged him to focus on running. Most Farah was starting to form his vision and achieve his goals. Now let me pass on to my colleague Shakira.
The achievement. Mo ran for the English group fast nutrition and he became ninth. And then again in 2001, he won his first major title in the Europe Junior Championship, and in that same year he went to St Mary's and became in St Mary's and started to take his talents more professional. And in 2008 he was meant to put his name down for the 500 meters race. For the final 500 meters race, but he was unable to do that. But in 2011 he became the World Championship for 500 meters race, and also got a silver in 2,000 meters, and that was in 2011. And in that same year, he also decided to go to locate in Portland, Oregon, USA, to train with his world-renowned long-distance runner, Alberto Salvana.
Yeah. So Farah is a hard-working leader. He won 2 gold medals, and he has got the power of good leadership skills. Farah is a great athlete with a vision of winning the game and has got the power of good leadership. And Farah has also have a wife, and here's a picture of his family, and here's a picture of my brother with Mo Farah. And she's a helper. She is his manager as well. She helps him emotionally, motivates him, supports him, and he has also got a daughter who inspires him to achieve whatever he is aiming for. And Mo, due to his hard work and hard leadership skills, he got 6th place at 2007 World Champion in Osaka. And I'm going to pass this to my colleague Homera.
Okay, we're going to start off with the contingency theory. It's effective leadership that matches your qualities with the right role that you need. We start with task motivation. His motivation was the Olympic gold medal. That was his goal. His motivation, his teamwork. He's got his wife, as my colleague said, as his support. He's got his daughter who's pushed him. He's had his teachers who stood on him and pushed him towards the right direction. He's been hardworking and he's always been motivated by everyone around him. He's got a routine. As my colleague said, he lived away from home for a really long period of time, and long distance. He's quoted himself is a very lonely sport. And if the sport is extremely lonely, you learn to do things yourself. So he's made a routine for himself that he constantly keeps at. He makes his own choices. He is his own leader. Which makes him, because it's a long sport.
So here's the second theory. Here's the leadership-member relationship. In a leadership-member relationship, he has got a team. He needs to communicate with their team members, which made him to achieve his goal as a leader. And here's a picture with his team people. It's quite small. And here's the style structure. Just like my colleague said, he has a strict routine to go to trainings. He used to work out. He used to go for training. He has always had a structured routine where he followed his training. And here's a position power where he reward on both sides, which means when he achieved anything, he got the reward goes to his member as well and his team as well. So here's the sponsor as well. He has got many sponsors, mainly sporting brand, example Nike, Lucozade, and they have got Virgin as well. So he has been motivated by the sponsors, which keeps him going to achieve his aim of being a good leader and to achieve his team members a reward for themselves as well. So the threats that Mo Farah already has are, as we can see, cognitive, which is vision, imagination, problem solving, social, cooperativeness, cooperation, attractiveness. Then is sociability, which is social participation, social insight, emotional, like self-confidence, self-efficacy, biophysical, like physical fitness, integrity, honesty, moral reasoning, and discipline.
You're born with, these are the traits that some of them he's born with, some of them he's actually gained through other people he's been surrounded by, and sometimes even his religion, because he is a practicing Muslim. Cohen's study has said that, I've just added this because he is a twin, that you actually gain a lot from, if you have a strong, combination, the strong agreement between the identical twin, the stronger the generic effect. So there's probably his grandparents or someone above him who has had a strong effect like him, who has had, it's in his genes to become what he is. Transformation leadership theory we thought is a really important one for him. His transaction, he is a really open person. His Twitter, he tells people, he happily tells people every time his daughter pukes on him, every time his daughter pees on him, he's open, he likes to communicate with his audience and the people with him. He has a vision. He visits schools, he visits people around him, he motivates people around him to do the same thing that he did. And his passion. His passion is obvious. He likes the Olympic gold medals. He wants younger students to do the same as he did. Servant leader is also similar to transformation leader. Your ego spurs your achievement. It converts followers into leaders. This is actually the answer to our first question of what those pictures showed. It showed Mo Farah Foundation. His followers, his people behind him, his stewards, as it said, he's pushed them to become like him. To have the drive to do something for charity for Somalian people abroad. He's encouraged leaders, he's encouraged people around him, he's encouraged fans, he's encouraged celebrities to go out there and help, to look around them. There's people starving. He's actually said, double Olympic champion, that said world leaders, there are kids that are facing hunger, starvation, who really need our help. He said it, and he's proven himself, he's gone out of his way of finding a way to help these people through his foundation, through events he holds and does.
So here's our conclusion. As a conclusion, Farah is a fantastic leader who came all this way and proved himself as a leader. And now Farah is one of the best long-distance runner athlete in Britain. This shows some people are born with the power of being a leader. And but it also depends
as being a leader, it comes to the consequences where he faces when he came to pretend he didn't know how to speak in English. It was like a barrier and obstacles where he went through it, and he had a success of being a leader and following his dream and picking up those obstacles which was in front of him. So he became the most, a very good example as a leader. So we have a various example as a leadership. When you are in a business, you come with various obstacles. The first example is Starbucks, Howard Schultz. He was a leader, he was a CEO of Starbucks, but as soon as he left the CEO position, his Starbucks company went down in 2007. So he has a huge $6 billion loss in 2007. When he came back in 2008, he had a huge profit. This shows overall that therefore, if you are a leader of some company, you have the power to achieve the aims, the goals, and the satisfaction for your company. So therefore, Farah is a passion and has led him as a born leader.
Another example would be Sony. Apple went in front of Sony a long time ago, but they had leaders in the company. They had people who had motivation to become at the top again. That motivation is the same motivation that Mo Farah has shown through his struggles and still bouncing back to the top. And we want to quickly show you a video of Mo Farah's foundation. Video's on. You can stop that.
Oh yeah?